See, for me, product manager is kind of glue in between three crucial stakeholders. And those are, in my perspective, the senior leadership or the executive leadership, then you have your customers, and then you have the teams. So these are the three integral parts which go into the existence of a product in itself. When you talk about Steve Jobs' of quote, that you have to think like an engineer, because that's where the practicality of the problem that you're trying to solve and how you're trying to solve it comes into picture. You have to make it simple for your end user and the customer. The simplicity of the solution is what you should feel, and that's how you should feel and think like a designer. And to convey all this, you have to make sure that you speak the language of your audience, and that's why you have to be like a diplomat. You have to make people care about the product. So the way to do it is make sure that you don't talk only to numbers. Numbers are just numbers, they are facts. But you need to be able to really draw insights and make people aware on how that insight is going to create an impact. So that's where data becomes very important, but just data is not able to perform well on its own. And hence the insights have to be distilled out and then woven into the story so that it makes that impact more pronounced. In traditional world, engineers or the teams who are involved in building the product were not usually brought into the vision of the product from the get-go. As we get into the double diamond process of the design or the way you do discovery, it's imperative and it is very important that even the people who are involved in the building really understand the customer perspective, and that's what is happening through the processes. Story cannot be compelling until and unless it has a structure to it. It cannot be haywire, it cannot be all over the place. So most of the times what we tend not to do well as product managers is to give a structure to the story. You need to have some kind of a skeleton to say what you want to convey. The second thing is to really understand the audience. Make sure that you are tailoring your story to the audience that you're speaking to. We tend to just build the story from our perspective. It's never our perspective. It's the perspective of the listener. Third thing we generally do is talk in jargons, talk in very, very complex terms, sometimes use acronyms. Keep it simple, keep it relatable. Make them understand how it relates to them. That's the beauty of storytelling. That's why audience and the person you're talking to becomes very important. We are looking at the evolving customer psyche and the way the customers are being informed by experiences that they're having day by day everywhere. So if you were to take an example of a customer, they are not now looking at experiences industry-wide. So they won't expect something different from an e-commerce app to a banking app to a travel app. For them, everything is a customer experience. For them, they look at it from this lens of experience. And a lot of things has moved towards a self-serving mode rather than a servicing mode. So things have changed that way. And hence, it's very important to take a look at your product and the growth based on the product-led growth rather than sales or revenue or marketing-led growth. On what is your product talking to, how is it actually positioned in the market, and how can that actually grow, which helps you grow in general. So it's not about just creating something and then selling it across, but it is actually investing and seeing on how a particular thing is going to grow and evolve in the future for your growth to be tied into it.